I really want to make a point of saying like, this album's 20 years old. You know, I still perform these songs. I still love these songs. They're still a part of it. People are like, oh, you know, but you're gay now. Is it still relevant? I'm like, well, yeah, it's part of my story. It's a part of my history. You know, that, you know, a young boy from Woodbridge had a dream of making a record and now made 3, you know, and I'll keep doing it till I drop, basically. It's really interesting because I moved house so many times. I actually lost my original copy of the vinyl in all its glory. The handsome man on the inside, double fold. Was it called double gate? Double fold? Anyway, gate fold. I knew it was gate something, fold something. Anyway, yeah, here we are. He's a bit battered. I had to buy it again from Soho. I wanted it to be a nod to all of my influences, all the greats that came before me, all the people that inspired me, whether it be the way that Stevie writes songs or the notes that I try to hit that he sings, or the emotion in a Luther Vandross song, or the heartfelt lyrics about what's going on from Marvin Gaye. Like, I wanted to not duplicate, but I definitely wanted to like try to emulate and recreate a time when music was great, which for me was 70s and 80s. And my dad was obviously Black American, and he was brought up on, you know, the blues and soul and Motown. My mum was white English and was brought up on, you know, the Beatles and the pop scene, albeit soulful as well at times. And I remember the first song that was finished in the mastering suite in Metropolis was Said I'd Show You. And I remember when I wrote the song with Andreas Janssen, we were in the studio in Finsbury Park, and I said to him, I want like a Go West level 42 iconic guitar riff. I want it to open it and then just move into this like ooh 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 dun, 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 ooh ooh. And we just sat in his studio and we created this song, and it's, you know, a song about, you know, sex and, you know, being a man and whatever, but in a very kind of tongue-in-cheek kind of way. And I remember when they called me into Metropolis, they're like, right, so the first song's finished. Didn't know which one it was. And I went in, and this Metropolis Studios, and if you've ever been there, it's the mastering suite. I mean, everyone from Rihanna to Amy to the Rolling Stones, I think Adele, everyone's mastered records there. And we were in Studio A, the biggest one. Wall of speakers, the big ones with that like rattle your body. And I remember I heard Pete Vitesse, who was actually, I think he was in Go West for a while. He produced the track. He produced quite a lot of the songs on the album. And Pete, when I heard the demo, had done this huge swelling of the strings, and then my vocal came in, and then this ding, 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 ding comes in. And it just, even now I get goosebumps. Like, I just broke down in tears. I was like, this is the first song of my first album that's finished. And it just sounded epic. And the really interesting thing is I've never been able to recreate that intro and that sound really in a live show. So I think that's definitely one of my goals, bucket lists for next year when I'm on tour, is to make sure I do Said I'd Show You and do it the way it's supposed to be done.
Said I'd show you how to move it. Come on over, let me prove it. Sexy moving to the music. We got all night. Come for a ride. Yes, you thought that you could teach me. Pick a date.
I think with an album, and even to this day, like, I believe an album should be listened to from start to finish. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end. It's a journey that you take with your artist of choice, whoever you're listening to. And I think, you know, this culture we live in now is very much a skipping culture. It's like we skip all the time. There's so much music to digest. It's quite overwhelming, I find, anyway. So we Set the Tone. You know, I wanted to kind of have that classic vinyl, the gatefold, the art, the pictures, to kind of portray this. I mean, you know, Marvin Gaye, What's Going On, the cover of that album was the inspiration for the cover of Set the Tone. So the red Paul Smith jacket, the kind of like not looking to camera, looking very pensive. I mean, you know, in the label words, like looking like an iconic soul star. That was what we were going for. The shoot was in this beautiful place, it's called The Nest or somewhere, and there was like a purpose-built studio house in Stoke Newington, which every room had different wallpaper, different decoration, very abstract, very colourful, very bright. So yeah, we did various shoots in various outfits. My stylist, Neil, at the time, incredible guy, and Earl, my hairstylist, I mean, the hair was out, you know. But I look back at the cover now and I think, you know, I was really troubled then. I think, you know, as we all know, I'm openly gay now, but I think I was very much like in this period of like not knowing myself, not understanding myself, maybe not even liking myself very much. And, you know, the songs and that album kind of closed that chapter of my life. And I was like, right, after this point, I'm going to go and explore. I'm going to go and find out more about myself, what I like, who I like. So yeah, Set the Tone will always be, I guess for me, it was like a catalyst, obviously for my career, but also just for life in general, like to find my place and who I am, what I stand for, all those kind of things.
If you want to come see me, don't hesitate, 'cause I keep it universal. Just wanna get my fun on. No need for no rehearsal. I wanna see a final show. Just keep it universal. I play the games to win. Oh, no need for no rehearsal. See everything I need to know.
And it was interesting, like, you know, thinking about songs like Funky Love is, I think, is a summer banger. I mean, the amount of barbecues I've been to, although it's a bit cringe when someone plays that song. But it is, that's why that song, for me, like, I wrote it with, who did I write Funky Love with? I think it was Alan Glass and maybe David Brandt as well. But, you know, that, I said to David, like, I want it to be like that R&B jam.
Chill out, getting down, checking out your moves. There's no doubt what you're about. I gotta get with you, baby. Most guys must have tried to get up in your space, but will I be the one going back to your place?
And the label I was with had signed a girl called Carmen Reese, who has now gone on to write hits and number ones for Ariana Grande. She's an incredible writer, love her to pieces, lives in LA. And they were like, can we have Carmen come on the track and do My Girlfriend, She Told Me, that like nursery rhyme bit. And I was like, yeah. It's the highest watched, there's not even a video for it, it's the highest watched static image of me on YouTube. Like, go and look at the numbers, it's insane. And the highest streamed song, but it was never a single, which is really interesting because obviously back then we didn't have access to that kind of data. YouTube was just about a thing. iTunes was a thing. Spotify wasn't even thought of, wasn't even a word. So it's really interesting. To this day, that's still the highest played, most played song from that album. And it was never a single, was never pushed. Like, I say, like, the fans, like, music lovers found that song. And then Shakeout, I was like, that has to be the last track. Because of the way it ends so abruptly. That's Pete and Tessie's genius. Like, the amount of people, like, I had a forum on my website. And they were like, mate, what happens to the rest of Shakeout? I'm like, that's how it's supposed to be. That's Pete's genius as a producer. And it's like this whole like whirlwind of sounds and vocals and the lyrics I wrote back to front, like the drunken bits. The idea about Shakeout is like you're going out, and I noticed at the time, and this is where I started to go out in Soho, and I think this is why I wrote it. When you went out in Soho, there was very little judgment. It was very much freedom, free spirit, free will, be yourself, don't give a shit. But then I would go to like events at like clubs like Movida and Cafe Royale and like the kind of like in clubs at the time, because I was invited to these events. Obviously I was a named person, you know, I had a profile. And you go in there and there'd be all these ballers, these people with their big, you know, their huge bottles of champagne and vodka and whatever, you know, in these like plastic ice cube lit up bowl things. And it was just, everyone was there to be seen. No one really seemed to be dancing and enjoying themselves. And I'm like, if I'm going to a club, I need to hear tunes and I want to dance my ass off. That's what I love to do. Why would you come to a club and just stand there with your arms folded and screw someone down? Like, give them attitude. Like, they're just having a good time. Let them have a good time. Whereas in Soho, even though these clubs were in central London, in Soho, there was really none of that. Maybe the occasional, you know, bitch in the corner. But, like, it wasn't a commonplace thing. So with Shakeout, I wanted to write a song about, you know, free will and just dancing and shaking out.
The groove will get to you. Not a thing you can do.
You know, I think that's kind of like my nod to like Parliament and P-Funk and that whole kind of, and Prince as well. You know, I wanted to have this like beast of a song at the end of it, where you sort of listen to the whole record, you've heard my stories, you've got to know me, because that's what it is, an album, is letting people in to know you better, the parts of you want to show. So yeah, Shakeout for me was like the ultimate ending. I don't think there's many artists that have had a career that's reached a 20-year landmark, nor an album that has stood the test of time over those 20 years and not been remastered or redone. Like these songs, you know, I wrote, be it in my bedroom or in someone else's bedroom studio, that then were taken and we obviously produced them up in a big studio with all the knobs and the bells and the whistles and whatever. So I think it's just so important as an independent artist as well, to show new independent artists out there, like, you can do this. I'm sat here as living proof, like, to make, you know, a collection of songs that stands the test of time. And I think, again, going back to my influences, like, I was listening to Marvin, Stevie and Luther and Prince and everyone else and Michael Jackson. The songs I was hearing, they were also 20 years old, you know, and I was a young child. Yeah, I feel very, very grateful to have an album that's 20 years old. And I want to mark that. You know, people didn't know I was a screen printer necessarily, unless they'd done like some real digging and seen some photographs from Suffolk College of me in the print studio with my little headphones, my little afro. You know, so like the screen printing and the remixes and stuff, because obviously I'm new to someone every day. That's how I look at it. You know, old songs to me are new to someone else every day. And you've got to think like that. You know, the whole like, oh, I feel, you know, guilty about posting so much. I'm like, nah. People are coming across your pages and your platforms and your music for the first time every day. I really want to make a point of saying, like, this album's 20 years old. You know, I still perform these songs. I still love these songs. They're still a part of it. People are like, oh, you know, but you're gay now. Is it still relevant? I'm like, well, yeah, it's part of my story. It's a part of my history. You know, that, you know, a young boy from Woodbridge had a dream of making a record and now made 3, you know, and I'll keep doing it till I drop, basically.
Sometimes feel you got me wrong. Won't come get the conversation on. I feel I'm quite approachable. Don't let my throat break out, no. It's all about settling down. All my people to share my crown. But for now, just gonna go out. 'Cause I don't know what I'm missing. I'm not feeling lonely. I'm just biding my time. I'm searching for my beauty. What I'm sure will be just fine. Don't fuss about love. I'm just looking for a good time. If you want to come see me, don't hesitate, 'cause I'll keep it universal. Just wanna get my butt on. No need for no rehearsal. I wanna see a final show. Just keep it universal. I play the game to win. Oh, no need for no rehearsal.